Okay, I got a little bit teased off with the whole thing, so I started knocking against gently all the pieces with a hammer, and hey ho, the gearbox fell out finally. So that was unexpected, and therefore we are going to continue to try this assembly. What do I do first? Okay, first of all I want to lift this tension ring here. This should work relatively easy. It is intact. I mean, this thing looked worse than it actually is. I mean, I'm not saying it's any good, but it looked much worse. Okay, this still has tension, that thing. Would you believe it? I'm not sure whether I'm doing this right or not. Sure doesn't work very easy. Maybe like that. Let you see better. There we go. Nice. I'm gonna get rid of this tool before it gets too manky again, because that is perfectly clean, and you know I'm making a cheaply mess. Yeah, progress report. Let me show you. I have basically carved all the rust of it. I mean, really thick rust. Let me show you. Stuff like that. And it's actually, it comes out. So once I'm gone through this whole thing, I'm going to give it a little vinegar bath for a couple of days, and then we see what we're dealing with. But at least for this part, I'm confident that this is actually going to run. Whether it's going to run very smoothly, or whether it needs some little helping from something like ATF in the gearbox instead of normal oil, which is a method I have successfully used, as it was recommended by a fellow. Let me think back. This was a Montesa. It was an MH, so it was already Montesa, just about under the ownership of Honda. And this was an absolutely marvelous bike. Probably my most favorite motorcycle I have ever owned. It was an MH 160, as in a 140cc, some kind of. Yeah. Why is that not coming forward now? Let's do some more carving. Can you see? Am I in the picture? Yes, I am. So let's see whether this next part will come out. I should have replaced it. I mean, this absolutely looks as if there was no hope, but there actually is. So let me do some chuching here in the canals. They're like full of dirt, so if this tool needs to slide down, then it would have a hard time doing so. There we go. Now, why is that not going any further? Is there any? Is there another ring in here that prevents prevents this from separating. It's hard to see. Now, since definitely on this side, I think this is all usable. Even at this condition, the gears move up and down smoothly. So let's see. It seems to be at the bottom, or is there also another? Nope. Maybe that's just a mistake. I do not know. We'll need to investigate what the deal is here. But yeah, bottom line, I'm hopeful that this part that I'm holding in my hand, all of it, shall be useful. I mean, I did not expect that to move at all. Obviously, month worth of trying to soak this from the outside while it was closed, managed to reach some. Why are you not sliding down? For all the dirt, I cannot recognize whether there's another metal ring. But maybe I'm just going to chance this. Yeah, your kitchen knife, your kitchen carving gearbox tooth wheel knife. How about that? This I love this. I love this knife and what it has done for me. Priceless investment. Especially since this was unfit for purpose decades ago in my mom's kitchen, and I'm still using it. Meanwhile, my mom's watching from the heavens, but her kitchen knife reminds me of her every time I use this. Thanks, Mom. Thanks, Mom, for everything. You're a great mom. Are you guys appreciating your moms enough? Then I'm saying appreciate them some more. If it's a good one, you should be just lucky. I was very lucky, man. I had a very good mom. She was even a little bit crazy, and that was a good thing. In a good way. Crazy in a good way. She was very arty. She gave me my artist talents, because my dad's more like a mathematician who has no clue about arts. But he was very patient. Ah, here is another one. Clearly. Look at this. This runs perfect. Me likey. This works. I think this one's still rusted. Okay, I'm kind of happy here. So this already is good progress from having something that wouldn't separate to half of it being actually usable. So we'll get there. We'll find this. I have another 3 gearboxes, so I can take example what should move out how. But this part, I'm already absolutely confident that this will serve. Some parts might not, but this one will. So this has earned its stay in the German say Kur, at the spa, where you go on a 4-week holiday to nurture your health after 45 years worth of working. The spa. I'm happy. this is useful. And I say it one more time, just did not look it from the outside. The more I'm scratching away here before it goes into vinegar bath, the better the result will be. So I'm actually being a bit patient now again. Always need a little bit of a success to give you some energy to continue. So this will serve confidence 100%. So that's ready for actually no. Let's do some more. Come on. There is a ring here. I don't know what you call that in English. In German it's called ein Springring. So you need to put tension on it so it comes off. There's one, but where's the beginning? Ah, it's mobile. I can go underneath it. There, there's the beginning. But how do I get to that? Nope, that was just some dirt. Let me show you a little bit what I'm playing with. It's in here. This holds it in place. So we can do this, but this is actually mobile below all this rust. It's shocking. I mean, that is shocking. Some of our manufacturing was just marvelous. The thing is that if I put this into the vinegar bath and then it comes out, I need to wash it, so, and then if I didn't scratch enough, I'll scratch again and bath it again. So I need to basically do it twice, so it's more efficient to be patient and put it in when you've done as much scraping as you possibly can. And this is simply, the smaller the elements are, so this slides this way, and that seems to be one unit. And why is that? Ah, there you go. Just dirt sitting in the ring. Did you see? Did you see? Now we're scraping that, and once I'm done with that, I'll show you. See what I mean? If I didn't scrape that and put it in the vinegar bath, nothing will do. This is not ideal a process if you leave all that crusted corrosion layer on top. It's not ideal for no process. Going along some hard edges, always away from you. Stay in control of your tools, because if you put one of those dirty things with 100 years worth of whatever, pesticide, no, what am I talking about? Stuff. Non-healthy stuff. You cut that into your flesh, not a good plan. Nice. this and some vinegar, and afterwards some WD-40 with wire wool will look as good as new. Confident. Very nice. So let's do this. Just imagine you're a grandfather and you're cutting some little pieces of apple for your grandchildren. That's how you hold your knife, don't you? Well, something like that, I remember from my grandfather. Hey, so we're talking about parents and grandparents and life and whatnot. I'm so grateful for my family. I don't even know when my grandfather died. I think I was as little as 6, something like that. But I have some great memories of him being there and smoking a pipe and falling asleep on the sofa and taking me to the butcher's and buying me a lolly. Grandfathers are dope. Appreciate them. Spend time with them while you can. Now, that's it. I'm not worried about my vinegar because vinegar is dirt cheap and I have a lot of very, very used vinegar already that I'm going to start off with this. So, oh sorry, I said I would show it to you. So this is the condition that goes into the vinegar bath, and I'm leaving it for not too long. Maybe a day, maybe 2. We'll check after a day. So, what else? The rest is more or less the same. Let's investigate here how we separate these 2 parts. This must separate. Oh yeah, found it. I found it. I will use another fresh set of gloves before I get there. To show you, same thing here. Let me clean this up and hope that my battery lasts. Clean this up a little bit more. And then we should be able to separate this. Wow, this is like totally unbelievable. I mean, as corroded this aluminium housing is, as fit these metal parts are. So if you'd ever want to, if you're after patina build, I think I struck gold. Okay, so don't really want to do this now because I need a fresh glove and I'm a bit mindful for the environment. So what I do instead is I will scrape away on this part here because that Needs a little bit of WD-40 and then some hammering, and hopefully it will come out. And that also needs to, you know, if these kind of things would start to become mobile again, that would be so incredible. And I'm telling you, I'm going to try. Right, I need to clean the glove now for two reasons. Is there another one? Yes, here's another thing that is deeply caked. Deeply caked. I have not figured out yet how to take the little ones out, and they're obviously like absolutely glued in with connection corrosion. May I call this connection corrosion? Steel meets aluminium and sits in water and salt for yonks. Not a good recipe. It's so brutal. I mean, if you watch videos of people finding abandoned vehicles, and the cause of death is usually some person takes the oil cap off on the top of the engine, and then the next thing that happens is that the engine uses its hood, and then the air filter gets taken away for some reason. I mean, trust me, I don't know why they all sit there without an air filter. And then water goes straight into the engine cases inside the carburetor, if there's still a carburetor. If there's no carburetor, it also goes in there. And then there's no oil in the engine, and the rest is history. The engine is dead before you know it. So, number one cause for massive engine damage, even if there was no other reason, is water. So keep the oil in there, no matter what you have. Just keep it parked wherever you want it, but make sure it's closed, everything's closed. And keep some oil in there. I mean, the oil doesn't matter, it doesn't need to be anything special. Even the old oil from the last oil change, put it back in there. And now we'll keep the engine alive. You will not see anything like what you see right in front of your eyes right now. Okay, so I'm going to turn this around, clean this up a little bit, add a little bit of WD-40. I mean, I added as much as I could from this side. So here we go. Let's say goodbye to this one here. Okay, where is this coming out? Oh, it's going down like that, so we need to hammer from this side, but we need to add WD-40 from that side. New gloves. Make sure when you buy gloves that they are powdered inside, that will go on even if you have slightly sweaty hands. And make sure they're big enough for you. There is a hole here. Why is there a hole? Interesting. WD-40 added. Let's turn this around. I want to use some wood before I start hammering, so vacuum clean. So, wood. Are you still with me? Yeah, we're going to try and knock out this rusty thing. So we don't need to be too worried about it. But with some. There is no movement at all. Wow. Nope. Okay. I'm also knocking a little bit on the balls, very carefully. All of them. Because they're obviously rusted, this thing does not turn. And that is hopefully breaking it loose a little bit. By the way, this is not how you treat a ball bearing, but what can I do? I need this out. This is a perishable, that will be replaceable. But first it needs to come out. There you go. There was movement. Movement. Nice. That's actually a surprise also with these engines. These things come out. Wow. So let me show you how this beauty turns out to be. This is another one of those situations where I will just carve it out of its rust and then see what happens. Let me show you. So dirty. There. We will deal with that. But now, since I have clean gloves on, cleanish. First of all, don't need this anymore. my way, please. What did I say? Ah. You still with me? Good. Now, what did we say? This. I hope you can see what I'm doing. This broke, and for that reason, always wear safety glasses when you do things like that. I'm chasing the oily piece. So this is just kept for reference. I will find the other part, hopefully, and let's put away these pliers. So that there's no helping, okay? So you just apply the amount of pressure that you need, and it breaks. Nothing you can do. So, and this should enable us. See, this falls down, and now we didn't pay attention where this little washer was. But we have a manual for that. Oh, there's the broken up piece. Very good. So now we're done with the wood. And since we are making a massive, disgusting mess here, I put away all the tools that are not needed at any given time. Even a piece of wood.